So, the topic for today is time and money. And so, as I mentioned at the beginning, for those of you who don't know me, first of all, I'm Vivica. I'm a keto nutritionist and I specialize in women's hormones. Today I'm on the road, so hey, thank you for watching, Sandra. So I do see the comments, yay! Oh my goodness, guys, technology, transportation, life. So this could be a perfect example. Like, I didn't have time today to do the Facebook Live that I had scheduled because I was traveling. So, um, that could have been my excuse for canceling this event today, but no, I'm doing it. I'm here. It's a question of commitment. So let me ask you, have you ever thought, oh, I don't have time to do this for myself, or I don't have money to do this for myself? I don't have the budget to do this for myself. And before we go into the whole conversation about self value, I just want to, I was thinking as I was driving, I've been thinking about what to cover in this video because there is so much I want to talk about, and I want to condense it into kind of like a short video, not do a 2 hour video here. But one thing is, to put this in perspective, how many times you thought that this month the budget is completely saturated, there is no room for anything, and then you go to the dentist with your kid and your dentist says that your kid needs braces or your kid needs you didn't expect. And what happens usually? Because it's your child, because you know it's important, because you know you must do it, somehow mysteriously, magically, you make that money appear out of the budget. Either you put it on a credit card, or you cut out something else that wasn't as important. Maybe you forgo your Starbucks for the month, or something that you realize is less important in the big scope of things. And there goes your kid's braces magically appear. This is just a stupid example, but I want to just tell you that anything is possible when we're really committed and when we really want to. Now, this whole video has been kind of sparked by a conversation that I had recently with a prospect, somebody who wanted to work with me. And, as you guys might know, I do work one on one with clients for my practice, and I used to do groups, and at this point I'm just working individually because I've had, by popular demand, and like I do really deep work and close with my patients. I was talking to a dear lady that has been following me for a while, and she said, I really would like to work with you. Everything you say seems really important and valuable, and I want to do it, but I can't work with you yet because last month I did an allergy testing that cost me about $750. And so I have no money to work with you. And that hit me really hard because I thought about the cost of the medical system and how much money we put into the medical system every day, both as like paying for insurance, paying for copay, paying for medication, paying for services. And those of us, I don't really have insurance anymore because I refuse to give insurance money, so I just have an emergency insurance. And that still, the lowest emergency insurance is about $300 a month, for nothing because I will never use it. But for one simple allergy testing, $750. And I can tell you right now that that kind of testing is really a waste of money because, like, allergy testing is not something that it really tells you anything. Our allergies change all the time. So there is so much misinformation. And why do we believe our doctors in the first place? So I know that there are some of you watching, and I would like to engage in this in this conversation. Um, when you go to your doctor and your doctor tells you something that you will need like $1,000 worth of tests, Um, and this is just testing. And why would you believe your doctor versus you doing your own research and trying to find actual viable alternative to what the doctor has to say? That's my first question. Like, I come from a very holistic perspective, so I have never really believed doctors. I always questioned what the medical system and establishment had to say. And luckily, as in the holistic environment and in the nutrition world, a lot of people are really starting to question, even medical doctors themselves, nurses, acupuncturists, chiropractors are really starting to question the medical establishment because as the research is developing, more and more research is proving that what we thought was like set in stone, and the beliefs that our doctors told us, like don't eat fat, eat carbs, eat fruit, fruit is good for you, all of that, it was actually not true, and it definitely doesn't apply for everybody. So, anyways, I'm sorry, guys. I think because I didn't have a chance to write down my list of bullet points today, I'm a little bit all over the place, but I kind of want to bring you some food for thought. Little points of like, why would we find the money to do a $700 allergy test, but we will not find the money to work with a practitioner, a holistic practitioner that's actually going to give us results? And that doesn't just mean you need to work with me. I know there are a lot of really amazing people now, especially like there are health coaches, there are nutritionists, there are keto nutritionists, and I'm just saying about the title. Like one of the bullet points for this video was prevention versus investing in prevention versus investing in actually paying for medical bills. And I know that I'm really a little sidetracking here, but this is something that I want you to think about. When you go to your doctor, what kind of solution does your doctor offer to your problem? And what is the idea of going to the doctor to fix a problem versus being able, hi babes, my boyfriend is watching, thank you for watching. I'm glad you can see and hear me. Um, so the difference between being able to invest in yourself. So here is a question for you watchers. I know there is someone out there. Um, what would be the blocks in investing in yourself to prevent the problems that you know you might have to fix later? So let's say that you have a digestive issue and your blood sugars are high, for example, or something is off in your blood work. You went to your general doctor and he say maybe it's not a problem yet, but it could be a problem in the future. So you try to fix it yourself and you see that you're not getting anywhere, but you refuse to go and invest the money in yourself and work with a practitioner. So I would like to ask you, what are some of the blocks that come up? Because here, and we're going into the second point that I want to cover, and it's like the conversation that we don't want to have with ourselves about our self-worth, about how much are we worth, how much is our health worth, and are those things that we can put off doing, or how much can we put it off? And like, why do we choose to not take care of our health before it becomes a necessity? So today I also spoke um, to a friend and about taking care of a dear one in his family. And the friend say, well, my relative really needs help, and I think she's come to the point where she will listen to guidance because she's desperate. And that's another of the things that make me think, why do we have to be desperate in order to seek help? Why does it have to come to the heart attack, like, or to being diagnosed with diabetes? For me, well, it was pre-diabetes and it was a slap in the face, but I'm not better than that. I'm not saying that I am, the exception to the rule, or I'm the kind of person that I did everything right, and so that's why I am, now so healthy and I'm doing so good. No, I had to learn the hard way, just like everybody else. And like, my rude awakening was pre-diabetes. But why, as humans, can we not see that there is something that we can do to prevent this disease from really happening? We can prevent heart attacks. We can prevent diabetes. And all we have to do is do things better and find the support and the guidance and invest in the support of the guidance. So back to time and money. So I talk to a lot of prospects every day. Every day people reach out to me for working with me, and I do take only a very limited amount of clients. Why? Well, of course I have limited time at at my disposition, and so the people that I want to work with are the ones that are committed and really determined to make a change in their health. But why are so many people not that person? And the main things that main two, I hate to call them excuses, but reasons they bring for not wanting to do the work is that I don't have time or I don't have money. Now, I'm going to start talking about some tips and what I find in the work with my clients. How do we circumnavigate? Because you know what, there are people who are really determined to do the work and they don't have time or money. I have a recent client who came to me about 4 months ago, was in April, and she's like, I really want to work with you, and I work for myself. I'm single. I am barely making it with my own business, but I really need your help. How can we do this? And when somebody comes with me to me with that kind of attitude, I'm just like, I need to make this happen for her because I could see she really, really needed help. So, sorry guys, I think I need to back up my car back into the shade. I lost, or maybe forward into the shade. There we go, back in the shade. I am in the middle of the California desert here. In my car, I couldn't even find a place in the shade. I'm in the shade of a big sign at the gas station. Anyways, so my client comes to me and she's like, I need to make this happen. So tiny little payments, monthly payments, and I even gave her payments on her supplements. And even though she worked a full-time job, she made the time inside her day. She actually owns her own business, so that's even beyond working a full-time job. She made the time to make the changes for herself, nagging herself for half of the day and having to go to Starbucks at 2 p.m. or like, even earlier every day just to make it through the day through fatigue and exhaustion and not sleeping and being woken up by hot flashes 3-4 times a night, to now being completely off of caffeine and sleeping through the night, no more hot flashes, and feeling great and actually getting more work because she feels better. And this is just an example. She could have been one of those people that said, no, I'm sorry, I don't have money, I can't afford your program, it's too much, and continued just, hanging on with her hot flashes and her Starbucks in the middle of the day and substituting coffee for like real energy and real self-care. And by the way, she had horrible allergies and she was really toxic from working, in a job that was like exposed to a lot of environmental toxins. Where would that lead you in the long term? So let's talk about some tips. When you think you don't have time and you don't have money, how do we magically make time and money appear in our life? And I don't want to go too esoteric here, and the concept that, time and money are just energy. And so when we put our focus and the energy flows, so that's one thing. So when we want time and we really stop thinking about time as a cage or time as the ruler and being dominated by time, but like relax into what we are doing and our purpose and focus, like really single-mindedly focus on every present moment, time does magically expand. And we also start realizing how much of our time is spent in like mindless distraction when we are tired or exhausted, or our brain is malnourished and we have absolutely zero attention span because we are sugar roller coastering or crashing or adrenal crashing, then we really don't have focus to make the maximum out of our time. But when we're well nourished, eating well, and feeding our brains, then we can be extremely effective in what we're doing. And that's another way that time can open up. And so that we can find the time to actually make better choices and take care of ourselves, like cooking our own meals versus going to Jack in the Box. There's one right there in front of me. Um, or going grocery shopping and finding good foods, or buying good foods online that can be delivered to us instead of again opting for the quick meal outside the house, planning for our weekly foods. All of that can be accomplished when we become more effective and also when we regain the energy. So it's kind of like a catch 22. Taking care of yourself will free up time, and it will give you more money because you will be able to produce more and do your work in a much better way, think clearly, and be more effective and more get better results at what you're doing. So I would like to engage you in a conversation. Do you have any questions about your topic? I know there some of you are watching and you commented. Um, Let me see if I can make these messages visible. I know there's somebody has sent messages, but please comment here and let me know if you have any questions. For me, this is an important topic. I would love to have a conversation. I know that this is like my first YouTube video and it's not the best one in the car, but it's an important topic and I might pick it up again on Facebook and as well as YouTube, and this video will be posted. So please continue commenting below and I want to hear your opinion. What are sorry, air conditioning all day here. What are your blocks? What are the obstacles for you to finding the time and money or to finding your worth? And we didn't talk about self-worth. I feel like the self-worth conversation, it's a bigger conversation, it's a longer conversation, and it's something that, interestingly enough, there are a number of people that have been doing keto for a while, like a number of prominent keto authors. I'm not going to say their names, keto women that have been like educating as nutrition and the eating and the macros, and lately everybody's talking about self-improvement. um, Hi Sandra, this is recorded, very interested in the topic. Yes, this is recorded and it will be on the channel and you will be able to ask questions. Hey Tammy, I just drove by your place a few hours ago. I am now further down the side. Thank you for letting me know you are there, guys. I appreciate that. This is like YouTube thing, and like I don't know if there's even anybody. It shows me some people are watching, but nobody's commenting, and it's like, oh my god, this is so scary. So totally lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so everybody is talking about self-improvement and personal empowerment. It's quite interesting. Well, I just want to share something. This is a little bit of, I try to stick to the topic of nutrition and I try to stick to the topic of health in my videos, but I have been on a very committed personal path of self-improvement, and I call it a spiritual path, but it really is a path of personal evolution for the last 5 years. And I've been working extremely hard on myself. This is probably part of why, my business has not boomed as big as it could have, but I try to keep my business reasonable and work on myself most, because if I don't have that depth of experience and learning and understanding of myself first as a human being, I don't think I would be able to support and guide my clients from a human point of view, even before the nutrition or the more medical, let's call it. I'm not a doctor, of course, but I'm a clinical nutritionist, so that I am working through some really serious cases and serious scenarios and health conditions. But beyond that, for me, the focus is really about our attitudes, mindset, and most of all, the relationship to ourselves. And so, back to the topic of time and money, for me, the most important thing is to really come back to the relationship to yourself, and where and how you're going to find the time and money to take care of yourself is by having a better relationship with yourself. So we will speak about this more. It's now, I'm going to show you guys real quick here, 110 degrees Fahrenheit outside, and this is my beautiful view. I am basically parked under a sign. So I'm going to keep this video short. It's been 25 minutes, so I think we can wrap it up. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for watching. You can comment anytime below this video. You can follow me here on YouTube. Please push the subscribe button. If you know anybody that could be interested in the topic, as a keto woman, this is who I work with, especially women interested in the ketogenic diet, also in rebalancing hormones. Hormones are my specialty. So um, share this video, bring them here. Let's have a conversation together. This is our Keto Women Tribe. So we are here to support each other, and I'm here to support you with all my experience and knowledge and clinical knowledge, even from my car in the middle of a 9-hour drive. So thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope we can continue this conversation. You can follow me on Instagram, on Facebook, and on my blog, thenourishedcaveman.com. Also, I never really mention it, but I have a couple of books out for purchase. One is the Keto Paleo Kitchen, which is the manifesto of my work, and there are a lot of really yummy recipes. And then the little big book of fat bombs, and they're both on Amazon. I can share links here in the profile, so you can find out more about my work and how I help people. I help women rebalance their hormones and get healthy with a keto paleo diet and lifestyle. Thank you for watching again, and I'm going to continue my drive so I can make it home by the end of the day. And we'll see you next week again here on YouTube, and have a wonderful weekend.